Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the fifth grade concept of dividing whole numbers and unit fractions. This is 5.3L Readiness Practice, the intermediate version. If you are interested in exploring the 5.3L Readiness Practice for the proficient or the advanced versions, or the Readiness Practice resource aligned with any other standard, you can find those by using the link in the video description. So we got 4 pizzas here, and we want to divide each pizza into slices that are 1/3 of the whole pizza. How many total slices do we have? So let's draw a picture to start with. And let's make our pizzas circles, because that's typically what we'll get. All right, so I'm just going to make 3 circles. I'm going to try to make them the same size. All right, so there we go. Those are my 3 pizzas. Let's actually make that 4 pizzas. It's 3, 1/3 is what each pizza needs to be divided into. So how do we draw thirds? Well, the best way that I've learned to draw thirds is to think of it like a peace sign. But typically, well, I'll see it like that, and those aren't 3 equal pieces. We need to think of it as a fat peace sign. So we're really kind of making the bottom 2 diagonals pretty kind of chunky, and that's going to get that bottom slice to be the correct size. All right, so I'm breaking each of these into a third. And now we can easily count, right? How many total slices do we have? Well, I've got 3, I got 6, I've got 9, and I've got 12. So we can say I had 4 pizzas. I divided it into thirds, and that's going to get me 12 total slices. Now, a key concept we learned in 5th grade is that dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. And we really focus on that in 6th grade as well. So what if we flip both of those? So 4 is going to stay the same. I'm going to take my division and I'm going to invert it. So what's the opposite of division? It's multiplication. Then I'm going to take my fraction and I'm going to flip it upside down. Instead of 1/3, it's going to be 3/1. Now, 3/1 is not a normal fraction. Typically, what we'll do is anything over 1 is just a whole number, right? So 3 wholes. So we just delete those 2, and look what I get. 4 times 3 also equals 12. So that is just another way to think of it. So we can say she will have 12 slices. Drawing a picture is a great way to visualize it. We can also use those equations. Second, we have a baker with 1/4 pounds of flour. She scoops out equal amounts of flour to make 3 small batches. How many pounds of flour does uh, each batch of cookies using? Okay, so I'm going to make a larger, let's make a rectangle this time. And this whole rectangle is going to equal 1 pound of flour. So I really only have 1/4 of a pound of flour. So what I want to do is I want to cut it in half, and then I'm going to cut each half in half. All right, so if I were going to envision this, here is my 1/4 that I can actually use. If the whole rectangle is going to be my 1 pound, I'm going to say this is my 1/4. Now, she scoops out equal amounts to make 3 small batches of cookies. So from that 1/4, she's going to divide it into 3 chunks. So what we can do here is we can think of it like this. I'm going to take it and I'm going to divide it into thirds. Okay? So now I've got 3 pieces out of that 1/4. Now, how many pounds of flour does each cookie use? Well, now what is my new fraction, right? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So each of these is now going to be 1/12. And my 3/12 is equal to 1/4. Those are equivalent fractions because I need 3 pieces because there's 3 small batches. Okay, so we could also do it like this. We could say we've got 1/4, right? We're dividing it by 3, and that equals 1/12. We're going to do that same thing. We're going to do the 1/4. We're going to change our division into its reciprocal or its opposite. That's going to be multiplication. And that 3 is really a 3 over 1, so let's flip it upside down, 1 over 3. And when we multiply fractions, we just multiply straight across numerator, denominator. So we'll say each batch uses, and we'll say 1/12 pound, LB is our abbreviation for pound, of flour. All right, let's look at our third problem here. Stephen has got 5 chocolate bars, wants to share them equally among his friends, giving each friend half of a chocolate bar. All right, so let's just draw 5 chocolate bars. I'm just going to kind of do it like this. I'm going to draw 5 rectangles, going to try to make them equal if possible. But when you're hand drawing stuff like this, there's no guarantee. So we'll just pretend these are 5 equal chocolate bars. All right, give half to each friend. So then let's just chop each of these in half. Like this. And visually, it's really easy to see how many friends he can share it with. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So Stephen can share, and we'll say how many pieces there are with 10 friends. Now, what we did was we took our 5 and we divided each of those 5 chocolate bars into 1/2 pieces. And we can also think of it as the inverse. So what's the inverse of division? It's multiplication. Take our 1/2, and we flip it upside down, you get 2 over 1, which is really, right, just 2, and you're going to get 10. So if you're interested in exploring the 5.3L Readiness Practice resource for the proficient or the advanced version, or the Readiness Practice resource lined with any other standard, you can find those by using the link in the video description.